I now want to confirm database activity on my installation of Pocket Builder on the PDA and on the desktop. So, with the code example that we'd opened previously, let's open the easiest database sample that we have, which actually is dbpaint. dbpaint example is actually an example that makes very few assumptions about the installation on your Pocket PC. What this is actually is a generalized database browser. So what this does is actually looks in the meta database and then displays what it can. So how do we get it over to the Pocket PC? Again, we open the project painter, dbpaint.exe, delete the temporaries, and deploy, launch. Okay, we'll go with this. Also, you'll see there are two pickles in this target. There's the ML shared and the dbpaint. That's the way it's built. We can get more into that in more depth later. But at the moment, we don't care. Let's just launch this application. So we're deploying it in the project painter. And now the shared library is being built and will be copied over in a moment. There we go. Shortcut, application launched. Here we go. Over on the right hand side, on the Pocket controller, which is the view onto a Pocket PC, it shows the DSN. So what it did, the program comes up, it looks around for a DSN file and all the ones that it finds, and we can connect to it. So we can connect to the DSN. It launches the database associated with that DSN, and it extracted the information that it could from the metadata, the mobile link information, and the thing that's really interesting, the table information. So let's look at, let's say, the product information. So what we'll do is we will tap and hold and do edit data. Let's say tabular format. Tabular format's the easiest. Now, this information, this is actually a data window that's being built dynamically based on the metadata inside the database, which actually is a really cool thing. It's not that hard to do, and it's incredibly powerful. And as you can see, we can scroll through it. Really exciting. So what we've done is we've established that the database is installed on the Pocket PC, and we can connect to it with the really simple dbpaint sample. Now, let's show some cool data window stuff. Let's open the DW exam sample, which contains a set of data windows, and the other library is the one that runs. So we'll open his project painter, and anything we want to change, dwexam.exe, please delete the target, or please delete the temporaries, deploy, run. Okay. Similarly, this has two libraries, the dwexamples.pickles, which contains all the data windows, and then the dwexam pickle, which is the main driver. Now these are dynamic data windows. So when we deploy an application with dynamic data windows, we have to deploy the PKDs also. That's just the way dynamic data windows work. So, anything that we want to change? No, there isn't. Okay, let's deploy this application, and we'll start it running on the Pocket PC. So we told it to run the project painter. It's deploying. It deployed the main. Now it's deploying the PKD, and it's launched. So over here on the right-hand side, on the view on the Pocket PC itself, it's the way that this application is designed. It brings up a database connection dialog, which is pretty common. There's a handful of ways of doing this. So we'll say, yeah, we'll take those samples. Yes, please reconnect. You'll see it launches ASA9. This is just using the standard ASA demo. And you got one of Sybase's blank screens. Don't we just love blank screens? Well, let's display birthdays. This is a very simple data window. This is the birthday data window. Very simple. You can see shows a couple of fonts, a couple of attributes, and you can scroll through the data. Let's display a data window that's a bit more interesting, the employee salary and benefits. This shows some of the more of the attributes that you can have on data windows. You can see you have font rotation. You can have things like checkboxes. These are actually booleans inside the database. You can have formatting, all sorts of cool features, which actually makes it a very useful little database, or makes it a handy little database viewer. And of course, if you made this as a live database, you could update the values, and they'll be reflected back when the transaction. So how about a graph? Let's do the pie of the product sales. This is also a data window. It's a graphic data window based on the product sale table inside the database. And you can see some of the things that you can do inside the data window on your Pocket PC. So what we've established is that the Pocket PC is working, and we're showing some of the cool things you can do with the data window on your Pocket PC.